Hey everyone, welcome to Team Fortress TV and welcome for this week 6 game in season 28 Prem. This is the derby. You've been waiting for it for so long. Like whenever the season was announced, everyone checked the schedule and was like, hey, this is the game we have to watch, and this is it. This is that Bustaz versus Nunya. We have Gemm on production with us, and casting us with me tonight, a special guest. This is Swift Babs. Hi Babs, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm really excited for this game tonight. I'm glad to be here and to be able to cast for my first time ever. I hope we can find or see a close game tonight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it should be a close game because when you look at the tables right now, both of these teams are sitting in the last spot. Dutch Bustaz is sitting last of the league with 0 points. Mercy on them. And not really far above them is Nunya with 6 points gained through a win versus Whipton Tactics. So it should be a close game according to the numbers. And for this game, we'll see Snakewater and CP Sunshine, a newcomer, new map on the map pool, making its comeback ever since season 23 or 24. I don't really remember. Maybe we should go through the roster first. Do you want to take us through the Nunya roster or through the Chuckbusters? It's up to you.
I'll start off with the Nunya roster. We have a medic, Condog. Then on Demoman we have good old E. On Soldier we have both Lucas and Tops. I think Lucas is stronger. I don't know. Then we have Ixie and Duix on Scout.
I think Lucas is Pocket.
I don't. Yeah, they keep on changing around, I think.
I think he's probably. I think the confusion came from Tops was playing Pocket for Whipton Tactics, but I think he joined as a roamer on Nunya. And on the other side of the ring, we have the infamous or famous. It's up to you, chat. Detrick Busters, formerly known as Nunya. On Mythic, we have Degu, the only one on this lineup that wasn't a former Nunya player. On Demoman, Rat Slayer. On Pocket, Pappy. On Roma, this is Chris, who's making his Prem debut this season. And the scouts are Crafty on Pocket Scout and Hems on the Roaming Scout. So, from the look of it, who would you say is the star player for each of these teams?
This is a really tough one because especially for Nunya, it is, I think, a combination between Eames damage and then their scouts who are pretty strong. And choke busters, I don't really know. Like, I think their soldiers are doing a lot of work for choke busters. Puppy with his famous bombs on the medic. So yeah, I think the star player for choke busters would probably be Puppy and Chris maybe as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Both of them played at LAN and they were good players, except like Chris had this highlight on Raymond that just was really well known over the internet. But as I say that, we have some stats to talk about, chat, and we can see that I'm impressed that we haven't mentioned him yet, but Rat Slayer is actually pulling some good damage for his team. It looks like he's the one doing the more damage out of all his teammates, with 24% of the overall damage. So that's pretty good, I would say. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Rat Slayer is that kind of Demoman that does a lot of damage, but doesn't really have any follow-up from his scouts, and I think we can see that from Hems with only 13% of the overall damage of his team, so maybe that's a weak link there that Nunya could exploit. And on the other side, Lucas is showing really good stats with that 25% on overall damage, so I don't know, I feel like both of the good players on each team are the one we haven't mentioned yet, so maybe we're up to a surprise there.
Definitely, but I also think that especially for Nunya, their scouts are doing a lot of work. If you compare their damage to Chokebusters' damage, you can definitely see the difference, especially with Deox, 208 damage per minute. It's like obviously also a lot of damage for a scout.
Yeah, that's true, and you'd rather have good scouts and average soldier than the opposite, because good scout deny soldiers, and like if there's good scouts on the other side of the field, you can't really do much. Even how good you are, like Pappy, if he gets denied, if his bombs get denied from Mixie or Deox, there's not much you can do anyway. So I don't know if we have some one-to-one statistics to show you, chat, or maybe it's not ready yet. I don't know. So yeah, we'll go for it to see how well these players can perform against each other. And who do we have here? Let's take a look. It's the Demoman duel, Eames versus Ratslayer. One thing to say about Eames, regardless of any kind of stats, is that he's main calling for his team, and I think it's a pretty good main caller for everyone in his team. So that's a pretty good thing for him. We can see that they're both like their stats are so look-alike. Look at this. The ratio is really the same, and the damage as well.
I was thinking the same. I mean, Ratslayer just with a bit more damage per minute, but still the rest looks pretty the same. And as you said, with Eames main calling as well, doing actually a pretty good job, because it's not always easy to focus on the damage and also on calling for everyone in the team.
And it's interesting to see that even though Ratslayer has the 4th highest damage per minute in the league, he has the bottom ratio. So again, we mentioned maybe some weak scouts onto the Bustaz side, and maybe these numbers actually show that even though Ratslayer can have some good damage and some good output on the mids, for example, maybe he doesn't have enough follow-ups, and that's why, I don't know, if I'm Bustaz tonight, I would say, hey scouts, stay with your med and just follow on the damage, because if you like these two demo ones are really, really close. So if they're scouts, if Eames, Ems and Crafty Dave can step up and have a decent game, they can actually win the game for their team.
Yeah, definitely. I think so as well. Because especially as you said, cleaning up is really important, especially on Snakewater, which we see tonight, and Sunshine, which I'm pretty excited about to see, because it's like known as being a messy map this season. So yeah.
And do we have any other one-on-one? I don't know. I feel like I'm not really impressed by Eames. I would thought he would have better stats than this, especially after his good season in high and his good showing in I-61. So kind of disappointed on Eames. And now we have one thing that we can talk about as Medic Names. This is Condog versus Degu. If I say Condog during the chat, don't be surprised, because Connor just went edgy and changed his nickname throughout the mid-season, so it's okay. And the better stats, the stats I want to like is the drop ratio, and we can see that Degu has a way worse Uber to drop ratio than Condog.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why, to be honest, but yeah.
And Condog actually doing okay for his team, while Degu is sitting.
But actually, like, both medics have average deaths, so I don't know, maybe Degu is kind of like afraid to pop in some situations.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
He's like, he doesn't want a bad Uber, and that's why he's trying to milk, and then something unlucky happens. I think we will see.
Yeah, might as well be that. No crits, no really crits medics there. I would argue that Pappy would love some crits Uber, but apparently it doesn't really happen. I don't know. Again, these two medics are pretty close. Like, not really one edging out the other. So I think it just goes to show that this game again should be really close, and it's gonna be some small details doing the difference. I don't know. I feel like I really don't know what to expect from this game. You said it, that Sunshine is a really messy map, and people may not really know it well. And Snakewater is known as a really stalemate one. So it's gonna be like two different gameplays. One really cautious gameplay on Snakewater, and maybe some more DM-wise situation on Sunshine. So it should be an interesting night.
Yeah, definitely. I also think the problem with Sunshine right now is that, as you said, it has been not around recently, and people kind of forgot how to play this map and which strat to use the best, you know. So I think it will be interesting to see how both teams compete on both sides. We have some soldier stats going in as well. Lucas versus Puppies, so I guess both roamers compare.
I think both are pockets.
Oh yeah, I keep on confusing. I don't know why. It's like because Papi used to be roamer, I think, in Nunya, right?
Yeah, it
Like
was.
in the old
Yilin was
Nunya.
pocket. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're pretty close as well. I don't know, like both teams seem to have the same logs, kind of.
Yeah, like maybe both teams are as good as the other or as worse, as bad as the other. That's you see the situation where however you want to see it. And on the server we have 11 players. So what about if we do some predictions before the game starts? What do you think will happen on both of these maps?
Yeah, sure. I think Snakewater will be kind of close-ish, but I still think that Nunya will be taking the first map on Snakewater. With a bit of struggle, like a bit of competition, no roll, but still like not too hard for them, you know? And I think on Sunshine, it's gonna be even closer, probably a lot of stalematey. And I think it's gonna be pretty close for Nunya as well, but I'm on Nunya's side tonight.
Okay, so I have to say the opposite according to the rule. I feel like Nunya is a better team, so Snakewater should be a better map for them. So for this, I'm gonna go with you and say Nunya will take it. But on Sunshine, I feel like an upset can happen. I feel like the Bustaz can have a better DM somehow. I think they're more used to messy games than Nunya, and maybe they can take it. Maybe a tie in the Golden Cap. I don't know. But Sunshine is infamous for his last really hard to push when you have no kind of advantage, and it's really hard to sack in. So it's gonna depend on if any of these teams has any kind of special tricks up their sleeves. I don't know. I haven't really played against them, so I couldn't be able to say. But I feel like I know Papi used to like to use. Yeah, that's the proper way to say it. Likes to use the banners. So maybe there's gonna be some banner shenanigans. And let's say that this is the first game post update that we have in Prem this season. And one of the main asset of this update was the arrow building not being a thing anymore. So do you think, like maybe these teams are used to arrow build and they won't be able to do it anymore? Do you think it can actually hurt them in any way?
I think Condog/Connor used to build a lot of Ubers with arrow building, at least last season. So this might be a problem because now you have to be even more careful as a medic not to die, because obviously you can't build Ubers that quickly anymore. And so Uber advantages matter a lot more, you know?
Yeah.
So I think there is also a kind of pressure on Nunya, even more than on Chokebusters, because Nunya can still make it to playoffs, while, I mean, sadly, Chokebusters are kind of, they don't have the opportunity to make playoffs anymore, so...
Yeah, that's true too. There's some more pressure to Nunya's shoulder, mainly because the only thing that Chokebusters can play for now is not being the last of the league and having more points than they had last season, which was 1. So...
yeah, definitely.
They have some pressure on Nunya, but let's also say that Dutch Rivers had a really rough start in the season. I think they played Lopander, Lego, and Swift, so arguably the top 3 teams of the league, while Nunya played Lego, Swift, and no, not Swift, Lopander maybe, and Weebs, so
yeah.
kind of an easier start as well. But yeah, you're right.
But I still think they need to keep cool, like a lot more cool than the other team. So I'm excited.
And now we have 12 players, so this is going to be ready soon, and we'll see what happens on the first minute. I'm expecting Nunya to have some kind of passive mid, while the Chokebusters will try to go deep and double bomb with Chris and Papi, so we'll see what they have in store for us, and if I'm really smart or if I'm really bad at guessing.
Yeah, like what I remembered from Papi and Chris is that they, especially on Snakewater, focused the medic immediately, trying to take him out as soon as possible, being super aggressive. So we will see if they're gonna do that.
And I don't really know what we're waiting for. I think we'll go live soon. We don't have I think none of these teams really play with crits, so maybe not weird surprises on mid. Let's say also that Nunya didn't play last week. They had a bye because of the antique fold, so they didn't play Snakewater at all. So maybe they will have some edge for the Bustaz. And that being said, the Bustaz, they played Snakewater, but that was versus Lopander, and there was a lot of stalemate on their last, and they eventually lost the map 3-0. So I don't. Do you think the lack of practice on Snakewater can actually hurt Nunya?
I think it could. Oh, we're actually starting. I think it could, but I still think they will do well.
Okay, so Deox is already checking for the minigun. Pretty smart play from the scout, and I'm gonna go on Pappy on this mid. Hopefully, we'll do that bomb you talked about and maybe try to take down the medic. Both demos are evenly fast on mid, and Pappy is just playing on that house on the right side, waiting for the opportunity to go in. But while Lucas has the top, and the bomb is coming in from Pappy, trying to secure some room for his team, but nothing is really accomplished there. Both teams are kind of waiting for each other, and as I say that, a bomb is coming from Lucas. Nice rocket at the conduct, but it doesn't really get onto the group. It doesn't really get the frag, and Eames and Ixie have some cleanup frag onto Chris and Bunny, and we have our first pause of the game after.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I thought I timed out for a second, but apparently we have a pause already.
Yeah, 40 seconds already a pause. I hate prem players.
Oh, okay, we're going again.
I should be a mid for the Bustaz. Nunya tops just securing the situation. Both teams actually did the same thing, waiting for each other, and then Lucas maybe he was bored and got the momentum going. So that's the first mid there, and both medics didn't die, so this is gonna be the first stalemate of the game.
Oh, it's actually coming up on Sniper. Let's see if we can accomplish something.
Well, this is pretty much the only option you have when there's a stalemate on Snakewater. Try to get your sniper in a good position, maybe on the grass, trying to get a line onto the medic, but it looks like he's trying to go for a saw room, but he won't be able to get the medic there because Degu is hiding behind the logs near the second point, and there's stickies on the windows as well. So what would you do to break that stalemate now? Just wait for the sniper?
Well, if I would be Nunya, yeah, I would probably go for a sniper pick, but if I would be Bustaz, I don't know, I would try to send a stack in as a soldier, because they have one scout down, so it should be a bit easier to break that stalemate for them. But at the same time, you have to be careful that you don't really peek the sniper sidelines too much. Ixie actually peeking from grass now, with his whole team backing him up.
I think that's the correct play, and apparently that's what the pause happened. I didn't really see why, but maybe only 5 players until yeah, Eames wasn't there, so actually, if you dodge with Bustaz now, there's no stickies to block you, so maybe you can bust in and try to go for the medic, but no, they're actually gonna wait for Eames to set up his sticky trap again, and I'm surprised not to see Crafty maybe go back in Swan and try to get a sniper as well, because this is really a passive hold there. There's nothing much they can do except waiting for Ixie to either get the medic or die, and this is really a passive hold, and that's not how they usually play. I mean, they like to try to be aggressive, but here they're just happy to stay here and wait forever. So after 3 minutes of gaming experience, this isn't really the most thrilling scene I've seen in Prem so far.
Yeah, Degu has to be pretty careful though, because of the pressure of the sniper. He can't really peek, you know, and then if they send a soldier in, it's pretty hard for him to dodge the rockets, because as soon as he peeks, the sniper will be ready to shoot him. So that's where he has to be really careful. Actually, Eames pushing up slowly. I think they're just taking some room for the sniper.
Yeah, I like this play. Oh, you got a nice headshot to Pappy, and Pappy actually dies. Yeah, nice follow-up from top, and that could be a clean entry for that Nunya now. Eames is leading the beam and forces the Uber out of Degu, but finally traded, but Pappy is still down, and so is Lucas, so it's actually a really even fight, and they have Ixie as well, so this is going to be, I think, really bad for Nunya. Scouts are traded by the demo man, but that shouldn't be enough, but the bomb coming in from Lucas, from Tobbs, getting crafty, no scouts there, maybe they can pressure forward.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone is so weak from Bustaz as well, and they're just like all clutched up in one corner. It should be a pretty easy second point for Nunya, and they're actually taking it right now.
That was well played. They played well around the sniper. First they tried to play cautiously, but nothing happened, and then they assisted him on the grass. And that's what I was talking about. Like that when you're Dutch Bustaz there, you're just waiting for the other team to push on you, and you don't really do anything. So kind of a questionable decision there. And then now Nunya is pushing onto the left aisle really aggressively. They got the sentry gun really early and tried to get some room, but Lucas died, and now this is gonna Eames is calling his team to back off, and both teams, they have the same Uber anyway.
Yeah, it's again, I guess, a stalemate, waiting for any team to push. Deck actually holding up to the staircase, so he's like not open to any snipers, and should be easier not to get jumped that easily as well, because soldiers are often confused when you stand there.
And Ems is gonna help his medic by putting a sentry gun here that should be able to deny any jumpers.
Yeah, right now nothing is really happening from Nunya's side either. I think they're just waiting. Oh, and Lucas dies to a sticky trap from Rat Slayer right now.
But that shouldn't accomplish anything. I remember last week when Dutch Bustaz played versus Low Panda, they tried to push out of their last. It worked once, but then every time they tried to do it, they crumbled, they lost a round. So I'm expecting them to learn their lesson and not trying to push out of last, because this is how you lose game in Prem. So yeah, this is going to be a really thrilling hold, and it's pretty much up to Ixie to make something happen.
Yeah, Crafty also checking the off classes, but not going on spy. I thought we'd have some spy action going on, maybe a drop as well. Oh, it's actually going to get ready to peek from shutter / drop down. Oh, Chris, so dangerous. I would never peek that.
So what do you think will be the Selma? Do you think a drop will happen from Daegu or Kondok?
I hope not. I don't think so. At least Daegu is in a position where he shouldn't be headshotted. But if his team is making a mistake, then he can be dropped easily. And there's no way for Kondok to drop right now, because there's no off class coming in.
I'm sure Kondok can find a way.
Actually, Crafty is on sniper as well now.
So no
maybe
scouts.
We can yeah, so maybe we can see a here shot. But also no denial on the soldiers, so it's pretty risky from
it's only a sentry gun that can deny the soldiers now, and maybe a double bomb here from Lucas and Tops could be the solution for Nunya, but they should have the read on that. I think they know there's no scouts on the other side of the team, and Crafty is going spy again, but is he checking, or is he's actually going for a spy play there and trying to break the stalemates? And
oh yeah, he's in cheese already. Just trying to check out the enemy team, kind of having an eye on Kondok, trying to figure his movement out, I guess.
I don't think you can.
Sneaking up.
You can't read Kondok movement, because even him doesn't know what he does.
Oh,
so,
he's exposing his back so much though. Oh my god.
Crafty is going for it. No one has spotted him, but yeah, Deox with a clutch eagle eye gets the spy, and Crafty dies also. Yeah, Crafty, that was a trade, and Deox died to a lucky pipe from Ratslayer. Chris dies to Eames, and that's 2 picks
the Uber is forced though. They're going milking like a champ. What the fuck? He didn't pop.
Oh, what a play from Daegu. That was only Lucas here trying to go for him, and Daegu skillfully juked 2 rockets and then surfed away. So maybe this is going to be Reapers there. There's 2 picks onto Nunya, so if they want to push, this is now or never. And Crafty and Ratslayer are leading the charge from balcony area. They may not even have to use that Uber, because there's no pressure on them, and Tobbs is the only one, but it's getting nicely denied by Crafty Dave. And this is a really clean repush from Dutch Bustaz, maybe leading to another push onto the middle with the Uber this time.
Yeah, definitely. They should definitely push on that advantage, because right now Nunya is under pressure because of the Uber advantage. And still 1 player down on top, so... And they're actually pushing right now. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, but the more slowly they go, the most likely Kondok is to have his Uber, so I wonder about it. But yeah, the Nunya, they really gave up on that middle. Maybe they could have put up some kind of fight there, I don't know. It's that was kind of risky, but in the end I understand the decision. You don't really want to take the risk and lose the round there. So this is going to be another stalemate. I think this is the first time we see the Bustaz in having the middle, and I see one soldier. I think it's Pappy is using the Bation's backup, so maybe probably some balance action going on.
Yeah, definitely. And right as you said that he's popping his banner right now. Brain, yeah, definitely. We will probably see a sack now going in with the banner. Yeah, they're probably going for a force right now. But Nunya is really far back already, knowing that they have popped the banner and the banner is actually not doing that much. Craft is actually so weak. Everyone on Jokebus is taking so much damage and Papi actually going down. But they're like trading going on. Still, Jokebuster's so weak.
Well, look at the health on the right side. Everyone was weak for a moment, and now they're backing up the mid. This is going to be a 6v4, and I like how every soldier jumping in just strafed out of the fight, except Happy, who got punished right away, and then Hems overextended, and the drop from East. He gets Zegu with a pipe, and this should be really grim now for the Bustaz. They should try to give up this mid and not bleed out any more player, but Chris in the backlines get Ixie. So that's something. Maybe you can make something happen and try to disturb the enemy team on the backline. But he tried to go for Deox, gets cleaned up, and that was really unfortunate for that Bustaz. Really nice spike from Eames, giving his team the middle points.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, Jokebus is trying to contest middle again, which is not. Yeah, Pup is getting taken out by a little airshot from Lucas. Really nicely done. Actually, both soldiers are jumping in aggressively, and that's what I told you. Like, both soldiers are like so aggressive, just jumping in all the time, like sync together, just doing their damage and doing their plays. And again, and again, like Jokebuses are so low again, and Rasta going down again. Chris on 50 HP, going down in the end as well.
I feel like Nunya is really good at targeting the player that is a bit more forward than his team and getting him down. They got Rustler this time, and the Uber is used on the right side onto a scout, and I think it's Lucas. Yeah, they try to get the heavy, and now there's some kite point going on. No one is contesting it, but now the retaliation is coming, but everyone is dead, is dying from the Bustaz. Only Chris is up, and this is the first round from Nunya. Really nice push, really clean push, pushing out of a really small advantage.
Yeah, but I also think like Jokebusters were way too far back. They were like all standing in the spawn area. Like no one was there to contest the point in time. And I mean, Deco had 85%, so I would have loved to see someone like go for point.
Let's go for the second mid of this game. I see Wrestler and Eames trading stickies, but not really doing anything there. Maybe some aggression going on from Crafty on the top left, but he's getting denied. And now Papi is actually trying to make maybe something happen. Chris is walking forward, maybe a double bomb coming really soon from the Bustaz, but nothing is really done. Again, this is a really passive mid for both teams, trying just to poking each other and win the spam battle. And Chris is finally bomb again, using the storeroom, maybe making some room for his team. Papi try to use that distraction to bomb in, and both three players are now down on Nunya. Really nice push from the Bustaz there, and Wrestler cleans up Condog. So I like the play from Chris here, just getting the attention from Nunya and then allowing his team to push forward over point.
Yeah, definitely, and this is a full Uber advantage now for Jokebusters. I'm like excited to see if they will take it to last. I hope they will, because obviously they should probably push forward now if you really want to get a clean push, since they just built the sentry gun.
Look at these heavy holds for Nunya. They have a gun, they have a heavy and a sniper, so this is going to be a really hard push, even though they can't arrow build and get the Uber in time. And as we have another pause, yeah, it is, unless we both crashed at the same time, which would be really unlikely. Yeah, so this is the first time we see that since the update, no arrow building available to the team who lost his medic on mid. So Condog is only have 30% of Uber, while Degu has his own fully charged, and I don't know, there's a sentry gun level 2, there's a heavy using Natasha if I'm not mistaken, so
yeah, Degu has to be really careful though if they want to push from lower, because as much as I see right now, Ixie's actually watching the entrance, so I hope that he doesn't drop if they push from lower, because it would be really unfortunate.
We shouldn't milk it, because there you want to clean entry.
Yeah, definitely.
Not taking any damage and trying to go full health onto the combo. Especially with the heavy, you want to be full health and try to focus down even though you don't have the beam on you. So there shouldn't be a drop if no mistake happen. And I don't know, other than that, I feel like the gun, like looking at where the gun is, it won't probably do much because it's really close to the door, unless Eames trying to go really deep and jump in. This is actually going to depend on where Eames wants to get the Uber going. If they go top right through the shutter door, the gun will actually
You mean Red Slayer, sorry.
Oh yeah, Red Slayer, yeah, you're right. That depends where you want to get the Uber going, because if they go top right through the shutter door, the gun can actually do something. Whereas if they go under, that tiny slope can deny every bullet from the gun to hit them.
Oh, I think DX is actually just upgrading his sentry gun, moving it as soon as it's on level 3. Yep, as saying that. Oh, he just moved it and the Uber is going.
Oh, that's bad! Uber is used on point, and now Crafty is trying to go for it, putting some caps. I mean, M2 as well, getting, you know, but that was really, really clean. And that, I think the Deox moving the sentry was a really crucial mistake here.
Yeah, definitely, especially because they pushed from shutter door. Sentry could have done at least a bit of damage.
Some unlucky timing here, and Dutch Bustaz coming into the game really quickly, don't really crumbling. They went, I think that was a really quick run, like 2 minutes maybe. And this is the third mid. I'm expecting some aggression going on this time because the first 2 mids were really, really passive.
And concentrating with Chris, I mean killing Chris actually, is behind now. So this might be a bit discretionary, yeah, just Nunya pushing over the midpoint.
Look at this, they were already so far back. That's a 7 decision if I'm not mistaken. Lose 1 and leave mid right away. And the Red Slayer retaliates with a sticky trap onto top, so now one soldier is dead on both teams. This should be another stalemate, but here Dutch Bustaz, they didn't want to take any risk. As soon as Chris died, the call was made to back out and just hold with the Uber. That was probably the wisest decision, to be honest.
Chris is actually on spy right now. I don't know what he's trying to do. Oh, and they asked for another pause. What is going on today?
I don't think anyone crashed, but yeah. I'm not surprised to see Chris on spy. I know he likes to do it a lot, and my back at Gamers Assembly remembers it. So maybe he will try to go for Condog, but remember that Condog, he knows this guy really, he knows them. So yeah, he's probably expecting a spy anyway, and the Ixie is trying to go for the same play he did earlier in the first round. He's trying to go sniping onto the grass area.
Yeah, Condog is literally hugging the wall right now, expecting a spy any second. Chris is actually pushing slowly. Oh.
No. Okay boy, third pause.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we had more pauses than the rounds so far. So that's a thing. I don't know if that ever happens. So Chris, I think he's been spotted by Deox.
Yeah, I think that's a poor Chris probably is going down. Maybe he can pick up the frag of tops if he's turning to the left side. But that's literally
if he gets stealth, yeah, that's so unlucky. Or skillful, whatever how you want to see the glass. But
that's gonna be really lucky and unlucky for tops.
But look at Ixie though. He's on green. He's trying to peek through that small crack between the logs and the panel, but he hasn't been spotted. No one is spamming him except Red Slayer.
Actually, Red Slayer is spamming, and I think Hams might have seen him as well from the. Oh god, it looks so funny. I'm sorry, but it looks so. He's just like caught up in the jump. Yeah, I think Hams might have seen him as well. And it's kind of questionable that Chris would go spy in this situation. I don't know. It's like a really risky play in my opinion.
Well, it is, but when you think about the first round, when Dutch Bustaz, they knew Ixie was on sniper. Again, I'm stuttering, my bad. And they did nothing about it. They just waited to be killed. This time, they're trying to be proactive. So whatever the way they do it, I think it's okay to try something different because you lost that class situation when it happened before. So why not? And if Chris dies, what is the worst that can happen to you? There's a sniper on the other side. You just have to be careful, and maybe Chris will spawn in time. So it's risky, but in the same time, I feel like if you play that correctly, you don't expose yourself too much.
Yeah, but still, I still think if they really had a problem with the sniper, then I would have sent Chris to go for the sniper and not actually for the medic pick, especially seeing how Condog has positioned himself. And also Chris came out. Oh, actually, yeah, okay, and Chris is going down immediately.
And Ixie didn't got that shot through the crack, so this is gonna be another hold. But without a soldier, you mentioned it. Nunya is pushing green because there's less rocket to be shot at them now, and Ixie is getting pressured by Ems. And the soldier,
Lucas actually
Lucas,
jumping in.
where is he? He doesn't go for Degu, he goes for
Red Slayer got
Red Slayer. It gets dropped by the medic, yeah, you said it. And now this is gonna be a really, really bad trade for the Bustaz.
Yeah, definitely.
The bomb is going in from Pappy, but he can't get Condor. Finally gets exceeded by the medic. Degu got a soul, and Ixie left alone on green, getting. Oh, he gets Chris with a fully charged body shot. He's so weak on green. The scout should try to go for him because now Degu is in a really dire situation. But Crafty with a nice cleanup.
Degu again with another frag, saving himself. That's a really nice cleanup by the Bustaz. Oh, actually, Lucas jumping in. Well, he survived it too. Oh, that was so unlucky. I think it splashed off on the floor, but still well done by Degu getting the saw and the arrow off.
Yeah, nice play from Crafty as well, helping his medic cleaning up. But now that Degu died, this is going to be really hard and tough for the Bustaz to hold because Kondog is going to sit on a sizable Uber ad, maybe 40% at most, and they could try to push out of this because there's no heals on the nunya, the Bustaz right now, so maybe they can take the green. And it looks like they're doing it. Maybe I am in Im's brain right now, and Ims is leading the beam onto the point. Is getting contested by Red Slayer, but again, Red Slayer is playing really forward compared to the rest of his team. He got bombed by Tobbs, but Hems with a nice cleanup get him. And Hems and Chris in the backlines trying to make something happen there. Kondog is a very bad position, and a nice play from Red Slayer, just cleaning up the damage from his scouts. That's usually the other way around, but maybe there's some new synergy going on in Dutch Bustaz, and that should be a really clean push onto the mid from Dutch Bustaz. Really nice team play there from Red Slayers and his teammates.
Yeah, definitely. Also well done because Bustaz fell really low again on health and they actually backed out this time, not getting caught in with the damage from Nunya. Oh, actually, Uber's getting popped off really early, but not being able to take Degu down in time. Red Slayer actually getting dropped again by his medic, but still looks like, yeah, Nunya is backing out already, going back to second point holding.
I think both demos got dropped by the medic, so the situation got kind of salvaged for the Bustaz. And look at where Degu is. He's just sitting on that roof on top. And I would love to see Ixie going on snipe and sniping him with a fully charged body shot to teach him a lesson, because this is a really bad position there for Degu. You just want to hide behind the house and not being in the sideline, and that's what he's finally doing. And the Ubers are the same. I think we've seen that situation before, Babs.
Yeah, definitely. This game is kind of like pausey and stalemate, I would say.
Best
I mean,
there's
there's still 12 minutes left on the clock, so I mean, there's still a lot of time for plays. But right now, we just see the classic sixes, the classic sixes roll. So yeah, but we'll see what's happening next. Chris is actually kind of aggressively, well, actually spamming through window, just trying to get some information for his team, I guess.
And we can see the difference of playstyle here between Nunya and Dutch Bustaz. When there's a stalemate, Dutch Bustaz, they decide to stay with the cookie cutter lineup while Ixie is going sniper for Nunya. So maybe there's no really... I think Chris is actually a pretty good sniper, so maybe putting him on the rifle gun would be a sniper rifle would be a good idea, but here they're trying to just go for it. I don't see any banners on any side of the map, so this is going to be just a trade of spam and maybe some soldier shenanigan here. I don't see what can happen here if one of the players doesn't die and come back as an off-class.
Yeah, me neither. We might see some sacks, but I think it's pretty hard for both teams to break their hold right now. So I'm thrilled to see what's happening next. I hope something is happening, because as I said, we still have like 10 minutes now.
And Hems went back to spawn, I guess, and he's on spy now. I can't believe he went back all the way to last to check for off classes. Yeah, it looks like he did, and he's back on. He's up on sniper now, so I like it. And I think Nunya should expect, like, they should put Ixie on sniper, because it's not going to do anything here on scout.
Ixie's on spy right now. Actually, maybe he's checking what class as well.
Some brain
just
plays.
Sitting in spawn. Yep, and he's going up on sniper, as he said. They need an off class now too. So we see maybe some sniper battles.
exactly the same thing. Ems and Nixie, they both went back to their spawn, went to spy to check for off classes, and then put on sniper. So I really like this. And now Hems is sniping from the kitchen, trying to go for an angle, but I don't think he can see anyone there, and he gets cleaned up by Ixie, and that should open a nice sideline for the Italian sniper.
Yeah, I also just wanted to say it's really risky for Hams to go in there alone, because even if he wouldn't have gotten taken out by the sniper itself, then he could have gotten taken out by the jumping soldier really. He's actually falling pretty low. Oh, getting saved by an arrow. Degu. Ixie is being able to peek so aggressively from Joke right now.
Look at Degu! I don't know what he's doing. He just walked in front of the sideline. That was really questionable there, but Lucas died, so there's no pocket, and looks like Papi wants maybe to take a trade, considering there's a sniper as well, so that's less damage to face, but yeah, he just backs off right away, and oh, I would have loved to see a trade there. I think that was a good play. But now this is gonna be another reset, and Hems decided to switch back to scouts.
Yeah. I don't know, like...
I love this. I love cellmates.
Me too, like Ixie's going for the same peek again from Joke. Maybe he can get Degu this time if he's not careful enough. He's actually peeked. Oh my god, he's so lucky that he missed that. He should have died there, he should have gotten punished. Don't ever peek that again. And also his team is not doing anything against Ixie, he's just able to peek for free all the time. Look at that!
Chris is the only one trying to spam. That's not even really committing.
Oh, and there's Stickies as well on the right side, and he has to be really careful. He's falling so low again. I don't know what the rest is doing. Ixie's getting so many shots off right now.
I think Papi should be helping his flank there. And yeah.
I knew it! See, that's what happens. There goes dropping, and now they have a full Uber out.
That was obvious. And I don't know what they avoided death from a millimeter 30 seconds ago, and he decided to pick again in the sideline. So I don't know, even if your team doesn't put pressure there, you really don't want to pick whatever happens. And I heard a banner.
See the conch, and yeah, it's the conch. And they're pushing, yeah, that should be a really easy push for Nunya right now. They don't even have to pop because everyone's just running out already. Lucas actually going so... Oh, it's getting Red Slayer as well. Now it's only Crafty and Degu left. No, I don't... No, he can't. Sponsor.
Maybe they can actually delay the cap and try to get the spawn camp. It looks like that is what they want to do. Oh,
no.
Deox shouldn't have capped. Deox shouldn't have capped. I think we could have seen a
I don't think it would have worked anyways. I hope it wouldn't have worked.
Well, Degu walked twice in the sideline of the sniper, so maybe you have, and this is going to be a really clean push there for Nunya. The Uber is used on aim, so to the right side. The gun is taken down really quickly, and now Crafty is going to get focused down by Lucas,
yeah,
and Degu. Super weak.
Yeah. Actually, oh, that's so unlucky. Like, that was a fail push by Nunya right now. They had full Uber ad, and like, they just had to focus point right now, but they got taken off by spam. Now Degu with the full Uber at Connor is still down, so we'll see what they're gonna do now.
This should be a clean push onto mid. I see Chris on the sword trying to get some room, and I'm expecting Bustaz to try to go for the catwalk. There's no stickies there, and Degu can probably walk safely there, and Kentops and Lucas bomb the Sech medic. No, they look like they want to back off, and Kondok is already close to the soul room, so again, not much pressure here going on.
Yeah, Gus taking so much spam though.
But this time it doesn't use, and I think the bomb should have happened there. Maybe to try to at least...
Yeah,
if you have a soldier who dies there, it's no big deal. And they still have a 25% ad there for Degu.
Question is, do they know that? Actually, yeah, they're getting ready to push, I think. Or just like peeking. But that's like also kind of bad play. Like, if you really want to push, then you either push or you don't.
Yeah.
Because just standing there, you can get caught in so easily by spam.
And they just gave Kondok time to get his Uber anyway, so...
Yeah, I think they didn't really know that they still had Uber ad. It looks like Nunya is actually ready to push from Choke again.
Oh, Tobbs! He's trying to go for it, but he's get airshot by, at point blank by Chris. And now it's time to look at the timer, because there's only 5 minutes remaining. And with that few minutes, you don't really want to be the one losing the run here. So I'm expecting both teams to be really cautious. And as I said, that Red Slayer doesn't give a damn to keep this family friendly, and he's spam from the storeroom. But yeah, both of these teams should play even more cautiously than they did so far.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said before, they should have probably gone for a stack earlier to try to force Degu. But because right now they're just gonna have another stalemate.
And you don't want to lose this one, because losing this stalemate could as well mean lose the round and maybe the map. I don't know. Neither of these teams wants to try to do something. Pappy is trying to go super deep there, gets some good rockets onto the combo, but there's not much more he can do alone. He actually goes for a trade. We'll see what happens, but I don't think that's really good. Kondok tried to whiff hit, and he doesn't even have to use. Finally used with the last rocket from Pappy, and used really far back. And already everyone from Dutch Bustaz is on mid, but not Raslayer. This questionable positioning there.
That's
and
really
Chris is
bad.
feeding as well.
That was a really bad decision by Chris. I don't know why he didn't try to save himself there, because they already had one heavy class down. Red Slayer doesn't even get forward spawn, so it should be like an even easier push for second for Nunya right now. And yeah, this Ham's kind of trying to contest and Pappy and Cheese, but
they shouldn't fight this. They looks like they want to go for it with nice fight from
again,
Red Slayer.
Yeah, but Red Slayer being cut off with his medic again. I don't know if this is a miscommunication or if just like he's overextending, because it seems like he's been getting caught out all the time.
Remember the stats we talked about before the game. Red Slayer has good damages, but he has a really bad ratio, and that's maybe just goes to show why is this, because he gets caught off guard all the time.
Dago on 90%, he can still get the Uber for last. Oh no, guys, oh no, he's so lucky that he got it. But still, Nunya having a much better Uber, so they must be really careful not to lose any more players.
And they actually hold somehow, and they want to push out. There's no soldier onto Nunya, and if they want to take this map, they have to push out of their last right now. It looks like they want to go for it, but Eames, I mean, shutting down this situation by killing Eames really early. Eames, I'm getting confused.
Is so weak as well. And also, I think they didn't really succeed the push because both soldiers somehow died. I didn't how, but like both soldiers died after the Uber.
Oh, Chris!
Oh, Chris!
He gets Kondok. That could be the saving grace for Dutch Bustaz if they decide to push now, and it looks like they want to go for it.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Deox, he reads the situation perfectly and goes for Spy. Maybe he can get the back cap if Dutch Bustaz is too slow to push.
Oh, look, it's actually on the health pack. No one sees him. What is this? He actually gets staggered with that. How can no one check this? And Deox is actually going slowly for last. Oh, Chris. No, Chris is leaving last too, but actually they cap second.
But they have no heals, and Kondok is back into the fight, but only 3 people are up. And Deox is up. He's not really into the fight.
Deox, he did so much damage. Oh my god, choke busters are wiped. Only Red Slayer and Dagger right now.
They're gonna have their med in time, so maybe they will have time to build this that Uber in time, and the only thing you can hope for now, if you're Pappy, is a tie and a golden cap. You really don't want to risk it. You have to build this. You have a gun with Crafty, that's a best play, and Nunya, they will build it. They have to get that charge, and then they have to make this push count. They have to succeed. I don't know how. Get some early frag before, but it's only 1 minute now, and the one who it's really now Nabottom now.
Ham's actually on Spy. Is he checking? Okay, yeah, he's checking. I thought he was actually going for a Spy play right now.
Oh, this is gonna be really tight. You don't want to have anyone dying right now, and it's only 45 seconds. Lucas trying to go for it really deep, gets a nice rocket onto Pappy, but not much more, and this is gonna be a reset. Chris is getting spammed on the drop down as well. Maybe they want to try to get Chris on the right and get an entry frag. But look, Lucas is getting denied by the sentry. He's so up in the sky, and Dagger he doesn't have to use. And he finally used.
Yeah, they need to be careful for right side now though, because no one is actually on the right side. Connor's getting caught in. Both soldiers are jumping the point now though. Yeah, but it looks like they're getting cleaned up. Oh, actually the scouts and the demo man. But it's the last one. Oh, Eames with the nice little frag, but it gets cleaned up in the end. Yeah,
that was a nice attempt. That was actually a nice attempt from Nunya. they didn't have much more choice anyway. But I think you predicted this map to be close, and it looks like you have it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was kind of close-ish. There were like some mistakes. But yeah, I hope the golden cap is faster.
Oh, golden cap faster? Me
Yeah,
not
I know,
thinking.
right? It's still the rule where you have like 10 minutes and whoever has mid, or
No,
was it just for...
it was just for LAN.
Alright.
But I feel like the Bustaz, they should be pretty happy with this result, because I feel like Nunya was a better team on this map. There were some silly mistakes. I'm still having in mind this positioning mistake from Degu, where Ixi just sniped him from the choke. So
Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
like Nunya should have taken that, but now there's a golden cap. That's 1 point for the Bustaz. So they've done as well as they did last season. So now it's time to improve their point records.
Yeah, and again, like the pressure on Nunya is like kind of probably getting even more tense, because obviously they want to get playoffs, and being right now on a golden cap, really they need to take this map.
And like, let's try to be in Nunya's head right now. You want to go for playoffs, so you have to win this map, but somehow you lost a point to a team that had not win a single point so far. Do you feel like it could actually make some impact on the minds of Nunya?
Now, as you said before, like Bustaz had a really hard start with all the teams they played against, you know, and then also I think like the main problem right now for Bustaz is they do a lot of damage, but the follow-up is kind of weakish right now. Like they don't get the frags, they get the damage done, but not the frags, and that's like the same with Nunya is doing the exact opposite. Like they have such a good focus fire compared to Bustaz.
Yeah, and I think the player that I like the situation the better is Rat Slayer. He has a lot of damage, but his positioning is always putting him too forward compared to his medic, and then he's getting close up. So yeah, I think you're right on that. And Rat Slayer is the perfect example. And yeah, I feel like if you're Nunya, you wonder a bit. You question yourself. You're like, we dropped a point to the worst team in the league. I feel like there may be some overthinking and some crumble happening. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know how these guys' mind work, but from my understanding, I know Lucas could go emo sometime as a player. He could tilt, and I feel like dropping a point to the team that had no points so far is a tilt factor. So I don't know if he's actually going to have some impact on Lucas and the rest of his teammates, but it's going to be interesting to see how they play this mid now.
No, but didn't you also say they didn't really have the chance to play Snakewater yet as a competitive game?
That too.
So I think that might be a factor as well. And we're actually going on for the golden cap.
So no medics has the crits. They don't want to take a risk here.
You checking again?
I didn't check Degu, but I don't think he's running the crit. Yeah, he's actually on crits. He's actually crit. Deku is on crit, so I like this. I like this decision. They probably want to go try to wait for the crit and get Ratsley in a good position. Yeah, look at them. They're just waiting for the aggression coming, but Lucas is not going to bait for it. As I said, he's jumping in. The set soldier is in.
Yeah, I just wanted to say they have to be really careful not to expose themselves too much, because they have crits going in, and then yet they stay like way too aggressively. There was no chance for them to get out. And Crafty actually going down as well. This is looking really bad for Bustaz right now. Yeah, Dagger going down as well. Only Papi and Chris alive.
That was dreadful. And again, I feel like Ratslayer was too forward compared to the rest of his team. He was playing the point while every one of his teammates was just standing far back, waiting for the aggression. And I feel like that wasn't working. And now Deox and Lucas are taking that Uber into the last. Lucas gets Ratslayer, so no stick is on point, and Deox knows that. He's trying to go for it, focus the cap, and he gets it. And that's a nice and easy round for Nunya.
That's what I wanted to see the whole game, to be honest. Just the aggression from Nunya. Just like the both soldiers sync bomb. I don't know, as you said, I think Ratslayer being a bit too aggressive again. And being on crits is always kind of dangerous and risky, especially for a golden cap.
Yeah, that's such a double-edged sword because
it can work pretty well, but it can also go really wrong.
just like we witnessed there, and yeah, somehow Nunya, they didn't let it get to themselves, and they took that map 2-1 with a 1 point for Nunya for Dutch Bustaz, and so we mentioned Ratslayer maybe underperforming for his team, or maybe not enough communication, as you said earlier, and I feel like Lucas actually had a really good game. But like both Lucas and Tobbs, they had a really good game for Nunya.
Yeah, especially looking at the damage logs, Lucas with the top damage a minute. It's like for a pocket soldier, sorry, I almost said roamer again. For a pocket soldier, it's like actually pretty nicely done, especially compared to his other teammates being under Jokebusters players. So Lucas MVP.
Ratslayer, yeah, and Ratslayer has a lot of damage, but I actually expected him to die way more than that. So props to him, I guess. But look at the scoreline from Pappy, going 5 for 9. As I see that, we actually didn't see much of Pappy. I remember that solo trade he tried to go went for at some point at the end of the regular 30 minutes. But other than that, I haven't seen much of Pappy this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think both soldiers were kind of weakish or struggling, especially amid. They got denied a lot by the scouts. That's what I also said, that Ixie and Deox, as we compared the damage logs, said they're like strong scouts. And I think that's why they were struggling to go for plays. Because as we could see, the one Uber trade on second where both scouts just denied the soldiers, or Crafty, I think it was, cleaning up all the soldiers and protecting Daegu. There you could see how much work they actually did.
And now we're going on to Sunshine, and I'm gonna be honest here, I don't really know what to expect anymore, because I was expecting this map to be close and the first one to be easier for Nunya, but now that we've seen that, I don't really know what to expect, and I don't have much experience with the map yet, but from my understanding, the mid is kind of a soldier mid. It relies a lot on the soldiers, like, because there's a lot of room you can jump from. But you just mentioned that Chris and Pappy struggled a lot, so unless they can step up, I feel like Ixie and Deox could have a really easy time on the mids.
Yeah, I really hope to see more successful jumps, maybe from Chris and Pappy, especially on mids, but I'm gonna like predict kind of that it's gonna be really hard for them, because as you said, it's a soldier-based map, and then having Dukes and Ixie, probably one of the stronger scouts in Prem right now, it's gonna be really hard for them. And also seeing like Lucas and Tops on soldier will be quite hard for Daegu.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about them yet, but I feel like Crafty had an okay game considering it was a cellmate, but I wasn't impressed by Ems either. Like we mentioned Pappy, but Ems didn't really shine on the first map, and I feel like we in the pre-game stats we've seen that Ems had the lower DPM of all the players on the server, except for the medics, of course. So I don't know. I feel like it's a lot about DM. Like we mentioned the communication between Ratslayer and the rest of his team, but I feel like it's a bit more about DM and momentum. I feel like that Bustaz, they didn't really go for that aggressive playstyle that they are kind of known for, that double bomb that you mentioned, and I feel like they're kind of playing against their nature there.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're like kind of more careful than usual, or maybe if, as you said, the damage isn't followed up that quickly, so they kind of lose their pace. Because as we saw on Snakewater, they actually like Nunya actually got low pretty often, but there was like no one really there to clean the damage up. And then Ratslayer got caught in several times. So
and you mentioned that they like to go for double bombs. In scrims, I feel like Dutch Bustaz are kind of an aggressive team, more than the regular, like the other teams in Prem, I feel. But it looked, whatever they practice in scrims, they don't try to replicate it during games. So I'm kind of wondering. That's a thinking emoji there because, yeah, I mean, I understand you want to play slow because you don't want to take any risk because this is unofficial. You don't want to lose any rounds, any points. But I mean, you have 0 points in the league. You can't really hit lower than that. So might as well try to go for the gameplay you're comfortable with, which is bombing in and try to go aggressive. And from what we've seen, I wonder if Radslayer isn't calling for his team to go forward, but the rest of his teammates aren't really following up. So maybe the fact that Sunshine is a new map and people don't really have set holds yet, maybe that will favor a more aggressive gameplay.
Yeah, but as you said that the team isn't really that much aggressive, I think we've seen like a few aggressive plays by Chris, but there was, again, no one really follow up. He was like behind several times, but there was a lack of coordination from the team and the good cleanup from Nunya, not getting distracted too much.
So last time we've seen Sunshine on TFTV, that was Lopander versus Whiptail Tactics. And let's just say that was one of a kind. That game was one of a kind. We've seen at some point Lopander running no scouts. We've seen some Pyro, NG, Heavy, everything. So I don't really know what the future holds for us, but
this is gonna be a really interesting game.
Yeah, this map could really go really weird.
I don't understand why you would run Pyro on this map though, because it's like pretty open, you know. There's not much a Pyro can do. There are like no corners you can hide in particular. I mean, on last it could be okay, but I'd much rather have a Heavy and an NG.
Well, I'm gonna quote Funds there, but he wanted to get a taste of the old Pyro before the update, so that was probably a one-time thing, and I'm not expecting. And I don't think there's any Pyro main onto either of the.
Yeah, I remember him playing a puck with him, and he was like, "I'm gonna be a Pyro main now." So maybe that's what reflected in the game. Saw last time.
Yeah, pretty much. And talking about off classes, you mentioned that that mid is really open, and I think that favors the sniper. I know Lopander likes to run the sniper on this mid. And we've seen Ixie running the sniper rifle as well, so maybe there will be some, maybe not on the first few mids, but maybe after a while, maybe it will be some sniper and actually, again, there's no really set plays there yet on this map, so we can pretty much see everything happen.
But then again, I think the risk of running a sniper mid is like, okay, you can have a lot of sidelines, but then again you can get jumped really easily and you can lose a player really quickly, because especially if there's a soldier jumping into cafe and then trying to push through choke, that can be pretty risky. But I mean, we will see what happens. And saying that, we're actually starting the game.
Our timing is crazy.
It is amazing.
Deox is checking for off classes as he did throughout the first map, and
Radslayer is actually really slow to mid.
Maybe that's a strat. I don't know. Maybe there's some crazy tactics going on here.
But isn't really quicker either.
This is a set Barton mid, a rollout for both of the demo mans. Radslayer is sitting behind the house waiting for an arrow. They're mirroring themselves. Both of the teams. Tops is playing on their cafe. So is Chris. Tops is going in for the bomb, but he can't get only one rocket onto Degu, and he has to fall back onto the choke. And both teams are rotating.
So weak, and Tops is jumping in again. Good play by Crafty there, cleaning up Tops. See, and that's what I said. Crafty is shining as a pocket scout right now.
The Condog escaped, but he has a really low Uber percentage. I don't think Dutch Bustaz is aware of that, but because that would be a really hard read there. And with Ixie still in the backline, that could be an easy entry onto the second point. So we just have to look out for this guy.
Flowers. Oh, but he got seen. Okay, he's just running out.
Oh, he didn't try to go for anything. Okay.
I thought he would go for something.
And I think that was the play, but why not? I mean, let's respect that decision for now and see what happens. So Ixie is on heavy, Deox is on NG. We've mentioned that this last is really maybe one of the hardest last to push on, especially when the Ubers are the same. That lobby is really hard position to hold as well when you're the attacking team, because you can get spam from top and the lower entrances at the same time. So looks like they want to hold from lobby, but this is really going to be really hard for them to get anything done. But they got the sentry really early, so maybe something is going to happen here.
Yeah, but they have to really careful. Oh, Chris is actually going in, and he gets Eames. Almost gets out as well. Lucas is actually on shotgun.
Ooh, and he dies.
Oh, Lucas going down. They have 2 down. It's 4v5 right now.
And no one is on the left from Nunya, so they may as well. Yeah, they're trying to just this. They're going for it. And can take the room. Nothing is spamming the point. Maybe Crafty can walk on it and try to get some cap time going.
So low though.
And he's going for. He's alone. He's getting juggled into the air. Can he do anything? No, he dies. And that was a nice attempt. There, I would have liked someone else to go with him because they probably could have taken the point here, but that was a nice first attempt. And I like the way that Chris, he knew he couldn't really get for the medic because of the heavy, so he just went for Eames. They got the easy frag, and I think that was really clever play from him.
Yeah, definitely. They actually don't have an NG right now. Oh, and Chops is actually dying. Did he go for a sack or something? I think I missed that.
He was just getting spammed out by Pappy on the right side. Pappy had the beam on him and Tops didn't, so that was just a trade going in favor of
one
Pappy.
soldier down again. Maybe we can going for it, but then again they have a heavy, so it's pretty hard. And saying that, Chris is actually going for the point right now, but dies in the end from Lucas. Yeah, and they're backing out again. I really like the strat though, just like waddling in and waddling out again. Oh, they have a spy. Crafty's just hiding in spy.
They had him though for the whole time, and Chris decided to go for the sack anyway, so I don't know.
Oh my god,
why.
he almost got shot by Ixie.
He's gonna, yeah, the bullet just went past him. And Deox, I think he knows because he was on spy. Yeah, he knows. He was on spy check and spawn, and as soon as he got out of the spawn, he shot the wall trying to go for Crafty. So they're aware Crafty's there. So again, as Chris did earlier, you probably don't want to get for conduct there, but maybe Ixie is the pick on point.
Yeah, it's a really good play from Bustaz right now, just waddling in and out, as I said before. It's like trying to get a pick, and then as they see it's kind of like pointless to go in right now, they just go out again, not risking anything. And I mean, it's better than a complete stalemate, you know.
Yeah, at least there's some more classes that can help.
Oh, Chris is going in again.
And he tried to go for a distraction.
Oh, and Crafty misses his shots though.
So that was a nice play, but here Rat Slayer got picked by Tops, and you really don't want your demo to lose your demo there because it's almost as good as giving up the second point. And yeah, no one is there to be seen on Bustaz on that lighthouse area when Condog is pushing with his team, capping that point, and this is gonna be another whole stalemate on mid this time. And Crafty is on the sniper on the Tetris trying to get a pick onto Choke.
Yeah, it was really unlucky that Crafty missed his shots on Condog. He could have forced him there. He was on 60 HP. But it was a good try. Let's see what he can achieve on being sniper. Currently peeking flowers.
I think it's a really hard map to get anything on sniper. Because if the team against you knows that you're there, they can just hide behind the fences and still see through. So unless he gets a crazy shot onto the flower, and he actually going for it, he's helped by Rat Slayer. So I like the team is like, oh, nice headshot from Crafty onto Tops, and that really could open things up for that Bustaz.
Definitely, but they're getting kind of spammed really hard from. Oh, Chris is going in again. But kind of gets something done. How did Red Slayer die once again? Did he just get rushed?
Again, he was too forward, then he got cleaned up. I think he caught an unlucky pie, but that just goes to show how out of sync Red Slayer is with his team.
Yeah, definitely. Crafty is still on sniper. It's really like a hard point to snipe on second if the team is pushing from it, in my opinion at least, because as you said there, like now there are a lot of fences in the way for the sniper, you know.
Yeah, I think the best way is where Crafty is right now, close to the balcony.
Yeah, definitely, because especially if the other team knows that you have a sniper, they're not gonna peek, you know. So it is not that good.
Oh, this is such a stalemate map. I feel like just really hard to make, like, to have anything done there. Lucas is trying to pick Chuck, but he's getting spammed out by Pappy, and there's not much more he can do here. And I feel like maybe the play is to rush Chris because he's on his own. I mean, there's only one scout, there's only Hems with the Degu. He has to play with his medic, so that means Chris is alone on the flower, so maybe he can try to rush him down, but other than that, there's not much more you can do there. Maybe try to go for a double bomb. But look at Tobbs and Lucas trying to go for that coffee area. Lucas is trying to build up a conch, and as soon as he gets it, I'm expecting him to use it and try to go for a sack play.
Actually, Tobbs is jumping in already. Oh, he's on Deku, but Deku's dodging. Yeah, it was a nice play by Deku.
And Lucas dies as well. I feel like Tobbs rushed things, and he should have waited for the conch to happen, because now Lucas died, no soldiers. They should be able to rush in freely from Flower, and the Rat Slayer is once again leading the charge.
Yeah, but again, they have like 2 scouts available, and you could have seen that as Chris tried to push in from Cafe on mid, just getting denied by both scouts. It's just saying that. They have a good after-Uber fight. Oh, Connor is so weak. Doesn't get chased down in the end. Or maybe Chris is jumping for him.
Pappy, he's in. He's trying to go behind the lighthouse. Trying to go for it, but Condog is nowhere to be seen, and Pappy can't get the frag.
Oh, Chris with the 2K.
Nice. Can he go for it? He's on the prowl now. He's trying to go for Condog, but with the scout up, I don't think...
He's getting so much damage done right now. He's definitely the MVP right now.
And he's leading his team onto the last point. He's bombing onto the spawn.
Deku gets Condog!
Deku got Condog with a nano.
Oh, they just have to focus point now. There's no demo available. And nice, yep, that should be the round. This should be the 1-0.
Oh, Crafty.
Nice headshots by Crafty Red. Yep. That was really nicely done by Chris. The aggression of chasing down, and then that team following up on that aggression.
Well, you mentioned it before we talked about it. I feel like Bustaz is a team made to be aggressive, and they run around out of the nice aggression from Chris and Pappy. And let's not forget that Pappy got a lot of attention on him when he jumped in. So finally, some nice bombs coming from Pappy and Chris, and that's a first round for Bustaz.
Yeah, definitely. We see the other mid now. Nothing's really happening, like both damages. Oh, actually Pappy's jumping in on their left side. Crafty's going down, and Hams as well. There are no scouts.
Oh, Lucas! What a national to Deku! That was insane! It just bombed into the choke. Deku strafed on the first rocket, but then got completely deleted from the map by Lucas. What a shot! Whoa.
Yeah, that's the mid for Nunya right now.
Whoa, okay, like Tobbs had a really good rocket onto one of the scouts, like a good direct, but this was out of this world, and pushing Tobbs gets cleaned up, maybe got a bit carried away by the good play from his fellow soldier, but no, I think Condog on the crit streak, and there's some fight is going on. It looks like they want to push out of this.
It's a really interesting play. Why? They also had a spy again. I don't know why they would push then if they had a spy. Everyone's falling so low again. Actually, Wrestler with the 2K, but still, there's not enough to push out of this.
That was a questionable play here, just pushing out a single frag onto Tobbs.
Oh, actually, Pappy's on Eames, and Crafty's cleaning up the damage, but still they're getting chased down, and they have the crits. Oh, and Deku again with the frag on Ixie. Yeah, but like he got the frag on Ixie, so they couldn't really do much of it.
So that was really messy for the last 30 seconds. I think the Bustaz got kind of lucky there, because that final second was kind of a questionable decision, but they somehow managed to scrap the better end. And now they're trying to push out again onto that second point. Ratslayer Uber's used on Ems and Ratslayer, and I see Lucas trying to go for the backline.
Ratslayer's so aggressive. Everyone's so weak on the choke passes again, though. I mean, they managed to get some picks.
It was a really good charge there, led by Ratslayer. Get some nice damage, and finally getting followed by his scout. So finally some damage put to good use by Ratslayer and his team, and they should try to go for mid now, by Condog as a sizable Uber ad.
Yeah, he's on crits actually, so to have like a full crit set, it should be really interesting. We will see Eames crits, I reckon.
He's trying to go for choke, but the stick is on his feet. They're finally getting dead, and now he's trying to go for it. He's getting juggled a bit. The crits is finally used onto Eames.
Oh yeah, he gets Wrestler.
That's a nice
I think
pick.
that's everything.
Yeah.
Oh, actually no, Pappy is going down as well. I think he was behind or jumped for the medic.
Pappy jumped for Condog, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Condog is actually 50.
And he was kind of unlucky not to get his former teammate, but this is going to be a free push for Nunya onto the second point. Bustaz, they're going to have the Uber, but I don't really know if you can push out of this with a charge against the crit streak, because again, I feel like Sunshine isn't really... No one is really accustomed to Sunshine, and a bad play could so easily happen if you don't watch one of the entry, especially in dungeon, that Chris is on guard duty from the underpass, and yeah, they're not trying to go for it. I think they're just gonna bait the crits and try to get the better end out of the fight.
Yeah, they're just going back, and I think that's... They don't really want to risk anything right now, knowing that they have crits as well. They kind of know that they could get the better fight if no one dies to the crits, and they're one round out, so there's like actually no pressure right now for them, but there's still 17 minutes on the clock, so that can change really quick.
Yeah,
you can actually see the crits on the red side, I think. Oh no.
Lucas trying to go for the medic! Oh, what was that position? That position from Deku was so questionable. Like, Lucas only had one easy jump to do to get to the medic, so that was some Sedge Jewel there going in favor of the soldier. And I see a pyro there, but Ems, are you aware that you don't have the jetpack? You're useless.
Hell yeah, pyro update. No pyro without a jetpack anymore. We have a level 3 going on from the Chokebusters trying to deny the crits, I guess, and actually Lucas is on heavy.
When the crit is finally used, but the nice job from Ems reflecting a crit, but Chris jumped in but got cleaned up by... got in, so that's really nice to take. You want to get the demo down when there's a crit going on. Deox gets cleaned up as well, and now Lucas, they know Lucas is on heavy because he just showed up there. Maybe he should have just waited.
Yeah, he should have probably pushed from under or something, because being on left side is kind of...
Like, you just got the same spam as everyone else.
Now we see an Ombrack actually again going in from Deku. So maybe we can see them pushing, because they actually have a soldier down as well.
Yeah, but with the heavy up, it's gonna be really hard to push from. I feel like you can't really jump in. And they almost have the crit, but Raslayer doesn't care. He's trying to go for it. He's telling his Deku medic that he has stickies there. The Uber is finally used, but it's
they have crits up already.
They got Imps, which is a pretty okay pick, considering there's a crits on the other side of the medigun, but they got Lucas as well. They probably could get this mid, but then they have to play really cautiously, because they're gonna get some crits action going on against them.
Yeah, I don't think that Nunya wants to give up this mid though, so as you said, they need to be really careful not to get caught in with the crits. Actually, Chop seems to be getting caught in right now, yeah. Getting kind of like penciled in the air.
Yeah, going for
Connor's
it.
actually so weak. And the crits is getting popped in, Ixie is going down as well. They're just waiting for the crits to fade. Yeah, it's a really nice play just to wait for the crits to fade. And also good pressure in the choke.
I like how they forced them, yeah exactly, they forced them and then they all disappeared from the map in an instant, so the crits couldn't hit anyone, and Chris again is in the back line trying to cause some havoc there. He's been spotted, but he can probably help his team going in. Papi and Rasher are going in, Imps cleans up Crafty with a nice fight. Is that enough? No, because Chris in the back line again, he's getting scarfed, and now both Condog and Lucas are in the dungeon. But somehow...
it looks bad again for the Chokebusters right now, having 3 players down compared to Nunya with only 1 player down right now, having a 3v5 and making them to back out again.
I think like we can see an carried away
crits right now.
Yeah. So when you're... Well, apparently, yeah, they want to take that trade. They try to go straight for Eames. Eames falls really weak, getting cleaned up by a nice bomb from Rasleya, following up on his scout, and getting the demo man now could grant you a free entry onto the second point if you're quick enough. But the mid is half cap, so you want to watch out for that back cap.
Definitely, the combo is actually kind of looking to push through Flower, but Soldier's jumping in now. They need to be so careful not to get caught in by the damage. Everyone's falling kind of weakish again for Chokebusters.
Oh, Chris, nice rocket!
Getting Ixie. Can you do maybe more? Oh yeah, he's jumping for Connor. Oh, and he takes him down.
He Kratos with that new broken bone sound onto Condog, and I feel again the Papi bombed in as well.
Behind, yeah,
and finally some soldier shenanigan going on, and that's really helping Dutch Bustaz to get into good position, because now they have a full Uber A. They're only 4 up because the other 2 are respawned, but they're going for it anyway. They can Lucas forced the Uber, but doesn't
they need
really
to focus point. They're no stickies on point. Oh no, that can be really bad right now for them.
They've got Condog.
Actually, yeah, okay, it's only the scout up. That was lucky. That was a good save. Yeah, it was a really good save because no one was actually trying to focus point.
I feel like Russell did some kind of a mistake because instead of taking the point for his teammate, he just tried to go for a spawn camp on the right side. But he then realized that it wasn't the proper play and then helped his team. But that could have easily went sour for the Bustaz. But nice reaction. Now it's a 2-0 lead for Pappy and his teammates, and they might want to try to play this mid passive and wait for the aggression.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing much is going on right now. As you said, they're just like sitting on their side, kind of.
The Pappy is the first casualty, getting cleaned up by Eames. Lucas trying to go again for Degu.
Degu's gonna... Oh, he didn't crater. I thought he would crater.
He cratered, but didn't took enough damage, and it should be, yeah, they should give up on this mid. And even though I said they should probably be passive, I feel like playing passive doesn't really help and serves the Bustaz. They should, whenever they win, they are winning. It's because they're playing aggressive. And now there's 2 pick there, and they're trying to go for it again. They're cleaning tops on point. That was really nice play from Pappy and Crafty. And Pappy is still there in the backline, causing havoc onto Ixie and the rest of his teammates. And really nice, again, follow up by Crafty. Finally, the DM is stepping up onto the red side, and they're pushing onto mid with just bullying Nunya out of the map.
Yeah, definitely. And no Uber is used. Chris is again in Cafe fighting a sword, and he gets the melee kill on tops, winning the 1v1 with the melee.
I think he just he watched some Silence's POV and decided to go for the melee. And now only like it's still 11 minutes there, but you have a 2-0 lead. Maybe you can just like wait. But Pappy doesn't hear it that way. He's trying to go with Hems onto the flower tray, maybe to go on the flank. But it doesn't. Hems is in. He's been spotted though, so I don't think nothing can be done by the Finnish scout. And the rest of his teammates are just going back onto the mid, waiting for their scout to do something.
Yeah, definitely. Chris is actually kind of peeking through Cafe. Maybe he's starting to wait for an opening.
Both soldiers, look at Lucas and Tops, they're both back on last. And Ixie, 3 people are behind for Ems. Now is the time for the Bustaz to push in, and they have that 3. They're trying to go for it, but
yeah,
they're
but they
probably
missed their chance.
late.
Yeah, definitely. Could have worked out easily. In that moment, I wish Chris would have jumped in. Because I think he could have done a lot of work.
Some slight miscommunication here, but in the end it doesn't really hurt Dutch Bustaz too much, and they should be perfectly happy to sit there and wait for the aggression from Tops and Lucas, because now it's up to the blue soldiers to make something happen, and because the stalemate is perfectly fine for Dutch Bustaz.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised we haven't seen any more sniper action going on right now, but I guess as we said before, it's like kind of hard for a sniper to peek on this map.
Yeah, maybe both of the teams think the same, and
oh, Lucas is actually going in for free.
He got a nice pick onto Rat Slayer. And Crafty
is actually a sniper.
Okay. Can you stop copying me, please?
I'm sorry.
It's like I have a Nico going on onto that Mombo. What is this? And know that there's a pick. They don't have a sniper, so maybe no demo. They probably can walk through that floor. Eames is leading it, but he needs Stops to maybe jump in and try to take some.
Oh, Tops is going in. It's going so aggressive, but it's going so weak as well. Oh, and he's getting taken up by Roller for Wrestler. That's so unlucky. Chris is still sitting in the cafe area. Maybe he's getting like something done in a bit. Actually getting spotted by Deox.
But with Tops dead, that's no roaming soldier for Crafty.
No
so maybe
roaming.
Yeah, okay, stop it. But Crafty didn't want to take that opportunity, and he's going now to Cafe, held by Rat Slayer, who's gonna set maybe a sticky trap. But that angle is so small that what can you accomplish there?
Yeah, actually Ixie's kind of standing still right now, so he might get a frag, but nah. They're getting a bit of spam done through choke. Oh, and Lucas is going in for another bomb. On Red Slayer again, gets Red Slayer once again.
It's the same situation.
Yeah, literally.
And he gets pinned up by the sniper, yeah. They're like, they're just rehearsing the same play.
But the over is popped by Connor.
Like Chris bombed in and got the forest.
Too. I don't really know why Degu used there, because he was 150 HP.
I think the answer is no reason, because he had no one on him. So
I think it was kind of like a panic pop.
Yeah.
Thinking like, oh yeah, there might be more people bombing me, and he was afraid to drop. Top is going slow. Ooh, nice frag from Crafty on Eames. Ixie actually behind, he's so weak though. 70 HP, and he's definitely being cold.
And
we hear a banner.
Battleon's backup use from Pappy, and there's no demo, no pocket soldier onto Nunya. So, oh, that nice headshot from Crafty, just pinning Tops onto the wall, and then Ratslayer with a sniping stick, he can get a frag.
Definitely. Ixie on a backup though, kind of 1v1ing with Chris. Just taking all the health packs right now.
He's gonna get held by Ems. Oh, he actually gets a frag. Yeah, Ems was a bit too late, but let's just go back onto that Battleon's backup for Pappy. It was useless. Nothing has been done with it, so kind of unlucky, I guess. And now it's 7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Nunya is down 2-0. Now it's probably the time to make some risky play happen if they want to get back into that game. Because here, if they want to make it into playoffs, they don't want a golden cap. They want the 3 full points, and the time is ticking.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they kind of feel the pressure as well. I don't know, seeing that they get caught in a lot. Now they get caught in and not Joke Busters, so it kind of turned around. And
Deox, he's on Spy. He's in the backline. I don't think they know about it because he hasn't played Spy. He's decloaking behind the lighthouse and no one has heard him.
Oh, he has such a good position though. If he can get like...
Oh, he's been spotted! That was
no,
funny.
That's so unlucky. He was sitting too long in the corner, I think.
I don't even know if he was disguised, but I feel like he was. But he was just sitting there, and his back against Hems, who just was like, "Hey, what is that guy crouching onto the corner?" That's suspicious.
Definitely. We still have Crafty and Sniper. Maybe you can get some frags. He's peeking under right now. Oh, look, it's actually so aggressive. Eames is going so low. Oh, actually, I have a sniper now as well. At least I saw the sniper. Yeah, Deox is spawn a sniper too, but actually swaps to scout again. Lucas is going for a play from under, along with the comment. As he said, risky play. I think that's one. Yeah,
the Bears are traded, but it should be a slightly better one. But as I said, Crafty dies, and so does Ham. So no scout for Dutch Bustaz. Ratslayer is bombing in and trying to go out of spawn.
Dying. Chris is actually behind them. Maybe he's going for a backup. Yeah, he actually is.
He wins the frag.
Oh, they 1v1? No. Oh, unlucky.
There would have been a saving grace here for Dutch Bustaz, but that Uber trade was so good for Nunya. They just deleted everyone from the map. And Crafty in spawn gets Lucas onto the point. That's a free frag, I guess. Not doing anything more than that.
Look at that, we have another pod.
It's been a while. I have missed this. So yeah, I think I actually crashed.
What? You crashed? Yeah, totally.
No, I think I actually crashed because I can't do anything else on the server. So this is gonna be a... Oh, I'm back. Okay, sorry chat, you don't have a Babs solo cast anymore.
Yeah, as you said, it was a really nice push from Nunya though, like getting all the aggression done and actually focusing the players who were far behind from the Ubers, jumping them and killing them for the fight after the Uber. It was really nicely done. Also, again, seeing that focus fire as we talked before, having like focusing all the players that are weak right now.
So 5 minutes, a 30 Uber ad for Condok. If they make this push count and get the lighthouse easily and probably take it that to last, they can actually come back into that game and they still have time to win this. So it's be up to Nunya there to have some proper plays. I feel
it's gonna be really hard though. Yeah. I think because Joke have like made a good fight right now. They've been really strong. So yeah, definitely it's gonna be really interesting. I mean, it's doable, but it's gonna be a lot of pressure of Nunya, and they are basically not allowed to do any mistakes right now.
And we've seen Dutch Bustaz holding their last pretty well so far. For the few times they've been on their last, I feel like they're way more solid on this map than on the Snakewater. I don't know why, if it's like Nunya being weaker on Sunshine or them being a better team on this one. But yeah, you're right, this is going to be really hard. And there, I think if you're Dutch Bustaz, you don't really want to commit too much onto the second point, considering you don't have any spamming classes, and you probably want to set up on last already.
We are on pause right now, so we are going again.
Yeah, boy.
5 minutes.
They have a
teams are
soldier
really
up.
right now.
They have a soldier up. Maybe they wanted. I don't think this is really wise to stay there, considering they don't have a demo yet to lock any choke points. And the Nunya side, they're pushing from Valley or Flower or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, definitely. They're kind of getting a bit spammed and calling. Oh, Lucas actually jumping in. Top's going down though, and Lucas falling really low as well. Chris actually getting taken down. I guess he was going for a play as well. Just kind of alone on the right side right now. And Nunya popped Uber. Okay, that was a really.
Oh, stop it now! I hate friend players.
It was mid push. The Uber got it exchanged and they pause again. What is this?
Well, they paused 1 minute and 30 seconds into the future, but still, I don't know. I didn't notice everyone timing out, or maybe this is some ping issues that I'm not aware of. But
I honestly don't know either.
But yeah, that Uber was trash. Let's say it. That Uber from Condog, I don't know what happened. I don't know who forced him, but that was trash. And
no, I think no one really forced him. I think he was like, oh yeah, they're all there. Maybe I get jumped in a second, and he was like afraid to drop or something. It seemed like a pressure play for me because there was no reason to pop. But then in the end, he still popped, you know. So now we're gonna see a full Uber advantage for the Joke Busters. Really interested to see if they're gonna push or hold it.
They should hold.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to say that, as you said, it's like really hard to push Sunshine Lost.
Yeah, like if you're there, you want to hold there. You don't have any incentive to push. Like, what's the point there? If you push, you might as well get owned and lose the round. Whereas if you just stay on pass and get a gun and get heavy, yeah, it's gonna be boring, but you can at least win the game. And I'm gonna put it there now. The highest point record in a single map from Nunya or Dutch Bustaz is 3. So if they won 4 points out of the single game, this is a new record for Papi.
You're so rude.
No, I'm just stating facts. Just stating facts.
Yeah, totally. So very rude in my eyes. I'm wondering how long we will pause this game right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how often have they been pausing like the entire game? It's like 5 times.
Fifth time, yeah. She knows how to count.
And thank you very much. And speaking of pausing, they actually unpaused right now.
Oh, look at the Bustaz. They're playing so aggressive. They want to go for it. What?
Why?
They're gonna double
boost,
and Deku is disconnected from this. That was so weird. And
I feel like they tried to block the point.
Yeah, and they used for no real reason. I don't know, my HUD is broken right now, so I didn't see if Deku was weak.
Yeah, same.
But I feel like this was a weird Uber because only Tops was onto the point and Deku gets teams.
Yeah, but still 70 Uber at for Connor right now. Oh, he's getting so weak, but in the end he's getting cleaned off. It's really annoying that my HUD is broken, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happening there. I feel like the Bustaz are getting so greedy. Well, they don't have to. Like, playing the timer there wins them the map.
And then again, they have Uber and they're so aggressively right now. They really have to back off. Or, yes, he's on red slay and he's getting taken out again.
Story of his life, getting caught off guard to forward. And with no demo, that's probably an entry pick there, clean entry for Nunya, but Papi retargets with nice rockets onto the combo. He's probably gonna have to force the Uber out of Condog there. The heavy is up from Hems as well, so this is gonna be a really hard push there for Nunya. Uber is still not used, and the heavy is going really weak. They managed to kill the heavy without using the Uber. That was really good. And Deku pops a dreadful charge.
It was really questionable pop.
I feel like Deku isn't really on point this game, but Uber is finally used onto Eames. He's going deep, trying to go for some damage onto the combo. Ratslayer falls kind of weak, and now it's the focusing the cap going on 3P. Nice through from Eames, just cleaning up everyone with the help of Deops, and that's a 2-1 for the Bustaz, still in the lead, but I think this is a mistake they shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, literally, like, they shouldn't have pushed out the first few times and then, like, Deku popping Uber was kind of weird in a way, allowing Nunya to have a full Uber out again and pushing last really easy. Moving on to the next bit.
2 minutes for a round for Nunya, and 2 minutes for first win for Dutch Bustaz. So both teams, they have something to lose on this round. But I'm expecting some aggression from Nunya. They have to build the momentum and try to go for it. But it looks like they're trying to go pretty passive now. Pappy is taking control of the church. He's getting counter-jumped by Lucas, and Pappy is trying to go for counter, but he beats the rocket in, actually for Eames. And Chris, with a nice follow-up onto the medic, gets the frag, and that should be a really, really nice mid.
Oh, Tops is actually getting Deku though. I think with a nice little air, so I'm
Look
not
at
sure
Crafty in the end. They had 5 HP.
Deox! Deox with the big cleanup frag. I think he's getting the mid, to be honest, because the rest of his teams are spawners, and Pappy's actually spawn camping them now.
Chris has to win that 1v1.
I don't think they're aware of it.
Is that the play?
Oh! See, nah, Lucas saw him in time.
So they lost their pocket with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. The mid still hasn't been capped. Chris is on his own, not getting helped by his team right now. Because they haven't spawned in time. And yeah, they have to give up this mid now and trying to hold as well as they can on the second point.
We're starting to Nunya with the 40% Uber, actually 20% Uber at right now. Oh, Lucas is going so aggressive. They're all going so aggressive.
Raslayer again!
He's getting caught in once again.
How don't they don't fix that? I don't understand.
40 seconds, still doable. They're focusing the heavy now, I guess.
Lucas, nice.
Lucas going down.
By Chris, by Crafty, but Chris died as well, and now Crafty is getting saved by the arrow.
Poppy's getting 2k, but Tops is going in as well, on the medic.
What a job by Crafty there, denying every attempt from Nunya's side onto his medic, and with 20 seconds left and no one up onto the Nunya side, that should be a map for Dutch Bustaz winning their first 3 points of the season.
Lucas calling GG already, Dukes as well, so I think they kind of realize. Yeah, they're gonna go for play, I guess, but 5 seconds left on the clock, and that's the GG.
Whoa, so I was expecting a good map for Dutch Bustaz there, but I can't help to think that they got a bit lucky there to win this one. I feel like they've been doing the same mistake over and over again, but somehow they didn't get punished as much as they did on Snakewater.
Yeah, definitely. As I said before, like Sunshine is a pretty messy map, so maybe that also would help them go through, and then some mistakes happening as well, like some Uber pop mistakes or someone getting caught in or something like that.
So that's Dutch Bustaz are actually taking this this game 4-2. I wasn't really expecting that. I think we both predicted Nunya to actually win this one, but looks like we've been proven wrong. And
this time we have Pappy on MVP. We move on to the logs. This time Pappy is shining with his damage, but close up followed by Lucas with only like a bit of difference from the damage.
And yeah, I feel like what we talked about between Snake and Sunshine, that actually proved right. So we know that bad, but yeah, like the solution there for Dutch Bustaz was playing aggressively. We both said it, and when they played aggressively, Pappy actually has some impact on that game, and he can help Ratslayer. So pretty much textbook what we said was the solution for Dutch Bustaz, and I'm glad they had the read on that.
Yeah, also as you said before, like with Hams not being that of a like player with some shiny moments, seeing that he's like bottom damaging, maybe he didn't really have that much of a nice game. Like I didn't really see him going for that many plays or something.
And look at Crafty going 24 for 9 with a 8k damage, really strong performance. You said he was shining on this pocket scout role, and he actually really did. He played around Degu really well, and Degu dying only 4 times. Maybe that's why he uses some questionable Ubers.
Yeah, definitely. But as you said, Crafty doing a really good job. Also, shoutouts to Dego not dying that often. I mean, he had some questionable moments, but in the end, he still did really well, in my opinion, dodging some rockets and also getting some frags once again. So yeah, only dying 4 times on a kind of messy playstyle seen today.
And somehow Messi favors Dutch Bustaz. Again, that's something we mentioned before, so... Like,
Yeah,
why bother playing the game when you just ask us, we tell what happened, and it happens?
We should start predicting stuff more often.
Yeah, bring back Saloon.tf.
Yeah.
I want my skins. I want my war paints.
Well, we have a lot of people interview me, Genoa, as I see there. We have 7 people in the interview, Genoa. We're kind
that's
of like...
a lot. That's gonna be messy. That's gonna be the way they play, really messy.
Yeah, just getting all the people in right now.
But yeah, do you think it's the end of Nunya into Playoff Dreams?
I don't know. I think it will be really hard because I remember correctly they have like now even stronger teams coming up to play against.
I know they're playing Ascent, so that's an easy win for them.
Like they play Ascent and Lego right now, so it might be pretty hard. Like what happens, I guess. I think it will be hard to compete against Lego. But I don't know how well they will do against you guys, against SN.
And as we talk about that, we're getting some people onto the channel as we will welcome 2 players from each team, as Eames and Tops are playing from Nunya, and Hems and Pappy are there for Dutch Bustaz. So hey guys, and welcome, well played.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, boys?
And girl.
And Babs.
So while let's go with Eames and Tops first, I guess the losers first. I'm gonna be honest. I was expecting you to take the game like 6-0. Maybe we expected close maps, but you like in the end, I thought you would have taken them. So what happened on Snakewater there? I feel like I don't know if you agree with me, but I feel like you didn't really capitalize on the mistakes from the Bustaz.
Eames, do you want to talk about this, or
you go for it, Tops.
Alright, I guess we were talking about mostly when we like killed Ratslayer. Usually a lot of times we would just completely forget about Chris, and I wouldn't even see him anywhere, so I don't know if he was jumping or anything, and he'd usually just get Condor, and we'd end up, I guess, coming out worse after the push.
Yeah, I think we beefed advantage last push very hard. I'm not quite sure why that happened, but yeah, we would always, a fight would seem to go well, and then we would like beef like the last bit of the fight by not keeping Condog alive, or beef the last push or something like that. So I don't know, it's not very clinical, I suppose.
And Pappy, Tobbs mentioned it, but we've witnessed Ratslayer getting caught off guard a lot of times, like being too forward compared to the rest of your team. Was there like some miscommunication going on, or it was just like Ratslayer playing out of sync with your team?
There was one at the end of Sunshine, which was a miscommunication, where it got a bit monkey-esque and they almost camped. But the rest of them, I don't know, it just kind of unlucky. Like, we're going for force plays and we're calling for people to spam, but sometimes he gets caught out. Like, I'd have to watch it from his path or not, I don't know. But yeah, I guess in these games he got picked a lot, which was unfortunate, but whenever we scrim it never happens, so maybe they just have a different playstyle.
I know this is a very unpopular opinion within my team, but I didn't expect at any point to win Sunshine. Snakewater, however, oof. I think that's a little throw, but I don't know.
Sunshine, I mean, Snakewater was just really boring. I don't know. I feel sorry for anyone who watched it. It was just like, they ran a sniper, and then every time we tried to peek, it was like kind of hard, and then your combo was like holding by your own like lobby when we had mid. So it was like, oh, we could walk in and risk the sniper not hitting a shot. And then we tried to trade with me, and then Bunny got caught out because the Uber was closer than he thought it was. Like, I don't know. Snake just It was really slow, and I think our team doesn't play well in slow games because it's not our playstyle.
Thank you.
It's
We
kind
talked
of the
about
same
it for
thing
so
here.
long.
Yeah, it's actually
Same
what we
as
said.
us.
I'm surprised you predicted it, but it's what we said in between maps. We said, look, we're good on Sunshine, let's just play the map like we normally do. We'll play aggressive, try and make pushes happen, and it worked.
What was the plan? So you lost you won the golden cap. You salvaged the win on Snakewater. So what was the plan on Sunshine? Did you expect maybe Pappy and Chris to be that passive on mids, or were you expecting them maybe to be more aggressive?
I don't really know about the mids. Mids are just kind of whatever. I have no idea. But I think in general we were not enjoying, or I think very comfortable with playing the really slow style, because I think we were winning quite a lot of fights and we just wanted to like go in a lot and try and win more so that we could actually finally convert them sometimes, instead of having very few opportunities to do so. So that was part of the rationale by why I called to go crits, because I wanted us to, I wanted it to be a lot more fucking aggressive so we could actually take fights. But I think that's probably what threw us the game, in my opinion, because that put us 2 rounds down and then it was just a long way back from there that we couldn't quite make it.
I think we should have taken more fights.
Yeah, agreed.
Way more fights. Just chaos theory it.
I don't know. I don't
Yes.
think your team plays like that. Like, I think if you chaos fury it, you just lose. Like, if you don't ever practice being aggressive, if you just try be aggressive in an official, how's it going to work?
We do try being aggressive. It's just the fact that
I don't know.
I
It feels
don't
like
know.
you like playing with Ixie on Sniper and kind of slowing the game down. Or at least that's what it seemed like from our point of view. Like, I don't
It's
know how long
it's the
Ixie
thing we do
sniped on
in-
Snake, but let me check.
this is
Ixie
the
sniped
thing
for 12 minutes. Like, that's pretty long. That's pretty slow.
this is the thing I
was
have
just-
like
oh, no.
just okay. Can I talk?
Yeah, go
Okay. This is the thing I have a little conflict with myself in this team is rather that we end up having a lot of times where we have good scrims playing aggressive and like not relying on sniper and shit, and then we go on officials and we start playing the bug mode.
Yeah,
Like-
same.
It's like slowing it down, like Condor saying, yes, breathe, but it's like, it's at the wrong times we're doing that. It's like, there are times where we could like try and bully and take space where we're just not doing it on officials, where we would usually just try and go for it in scrims, I guess. So I would say it's probably just maybe people being nervous or something. I'm not really sure.
I think we've got the official fear that, like, we don't take 50-50s because we know that we could lose a round, but equally, like, the other half of the time we'll win the round, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We should just fucking go in and not give a shit, because it will make for more enjoyable games, and actually it's probably more suited to how we play.
Yeah.
Honestly, we were the same on Snake. I don't know. Because I was kind of feeling bad that like the game was slow, but from my perspective, it just seems so hard to be aggressive on Snakewater, because it's such an easy map to just stuff doorways and deny dry pushes.
Scout water.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I didn't have a good game on Snakewater, but I felt the game was just slow. Like, it was just a stalemate, someone gets 2 or 3 picks and they push, and then it's a stalemate, and then vice versa, Or someone forces a mid and then they push, like, just so slow.
Yeah, just
Maybe-
be AFK whole game.
Yeah, literally.
Digger
Hands
dies,
AFK.
Puppy scrapes the mumble.
Hands pulled a gun.
Just go ahead and
energy.
make a cup of coffee and just be like, yeah, TP.
Yeah.
So, Babs, maybe you have a question.
Yeah, it's probably the last one. It's for you, Nunya guys. Do you still think you can make playoffs? And if yes, do you think there's like even more pressure on you than there already was/is?
Which team are we talking about?
Nunya. You got
Nunya,
Nunya.
us.
That's us.
No, that's Ham's team.
What?
Oh,
We're not
Top
the actual Nunya. We might be named Nunya, but that's only conduct.
okay.
Alright, then the new Nunya reformed.
I mean, obviously it's going to be harder now, but I think there's obviously still a slim possibility that we could do it. Just depends what we do against top 5, I guess.
I
Who's
think
top
it's
5?
I think it's in the
sorry.
back because the scent blows,
Yeah, these guys blows.
I agree. Like
I think they need
especially
a
the
new
medic.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we agree on that.
Just this Ombrack guy.
Shaking my head.
out.
I actually want to hear Ems. Hems, how does it feel to have broken the Nunya points record?
Well, I'm used to it. I got 5 points.
We've not broke the record.
Yeah, we got 5 points at my first.
We got 5
season.
points in Hems's first season.
Yeah, I mean 4 points in a single game. I think that's a record, no?
Ooh, is it?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. After that kind of game, I'm not very proud.
Okay, so Pappy, then are you proud you broke the curse and you've made it above the 3 points rule?
What, against these guys? No.
No.
We got 6 points, yeah, but these guys aren't good, so no.
Was there some strategy to pick Kondog or no?
What'd you say? What, in the game?
Was it some plan to get Kondog more than usual?
No, you just clean up their feeders and win the game. That's
Yeah,
pretty
just pause
much
the game,
our
then
plan.
That's actually so true.
Their soldiers just
Yes.
die a lot, so we win. Or at least, or maybe Crafty's just owning. I guess Crafty's probably owning them.
Stealing my frags.
Exactly.
I didn't
yeah.
see Hems for any of those games. I just want to point that out.
And yet he beat you.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a little slippery crafty.
Do you have? I'm out of questions, so unless you have anything else to add.
No, I don't have any questions.
So I think we'll go for shoutouts. Going by alphabetical order. Eames, you're the first one.
Yeah, shout out to my team for, I don't know, playing pretty well. I don't know, it was unfortunate. We tried our best. Yeah, that's it.
Hems.
Actually, no, shout out to you guys for in production. Well done. I'm sure it was great. Also, shout out to Lucas for hitting a fucking ridiculous air shot on Degu.
I screamed.
Yeah.
Hems, any shoutouts?
What, dude? Shoutouts?
Yeah.
Okay, shoutouts to all my fans and all the real nanias.
Pappy.
Shouts to all the Dota people, Gandhi, Spo, Ubers. Shoutouts to Early. Shoutouts to my team. Shoutouts to Babs
Aww.
for cussing, not Ombrack. No respect.
Okay, Tops.
Shout out to Menti Blooders, Ignis, Gang Fear, and shout out to my team. And shout outs to our opponents, or the actual Nunya.
Babs, do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, I give my shoutouts to my fellow teammates from Swift. Also to you, Ombrack, obviously. Thank you for letting me cast. Also for TF2V. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, also shoutouts to Shells.
For me, I have shoutouts for everyone who watched that game, everyone who played except Pappy. Fuck that guy. Yes, I said fuck on stream. Other than that, shout out to Gemm on production, of course. If you've seen everything that happened on that server, that's thanks to that guy.
Yeah, shoutouts to gemm.
Yeah, that was Ems.
I love him.
Don't forget to follow us on every social media. Follow me on Twitter, @Ombrack, of course.
Sell out.
Sell out, yeah. And yeah, that was week 6, season 28, Dutch Bustaz versus Nunya. Dutch Bustaz taking the game 4-2. We'll see you next time, and have a good night, everyone.